What's up, guys? Your boys are back. I'm Ryan, my man George.
Yeah, what's shaking, guys, man? How y'all living out there, man? We appreciate everybody on Def the Radio for blowing us up on this one, but y'all didn't need to blow us up on this one. This was gonna get got to.
Get got to.
Regardless, we were gonna do this. Y'all already know. This is Ross, who you know, who y'all should know. We rock with Wayne, who y'all obviously know that we rock with, and y'all know what it is, man. Neil, you know what I'm saying? Not the sinker, by the way. One from the Matrix. And also Jay-Z, man. Let's get to it. DJ Khaled God Did featuring Rick Ross, Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, John Legend, and Fridayy with 2 eyes. Also, follow us on Def the Radio, DEAF #2 Radio. That's our new Instagram. Make sure you guys follow us there.
It breaks my heart. They ain't believing us. We the best music. They play themselves. While you hating and being jealous, you could be over here embracing that love. More love, more blessings, more life.
They didn't believe in us.
God did. You either win with us or you watch us win. DJ Khaled.
Pickle toes, you breaking my heart.
It all breaks my heart, man. It breaks my heart. I love DJ Khaled for the extra shit that he puts on the song. You know what I mean? Just like, remember the song that he did, Do You Mind? When he was like, you don't like these marble floors? You don't like it costs money to live in this house. You know what I'm saying? You ain't cheap either.
It's just obnoxious. That's all. It's just obnoxious, dude, man.
It breaks my heart.
Why you over there being jealous? Let's get back to it, man. This guy, man.
They want to stop. Ooh. But look at us now. Oh. They counted us out. Time to say a prayer. They didn't think that we would make it up. They didn't maybe bow our heads. Oh, but I know God did. Oh, yes, He did. Khaled. God is great. Nosedive, they just praying that I crash. But those guys, they don't want to see you last. That Jacob $3 million above your tax. A tub full of money, I still can't relax. Time spinning, Lord forgive me, I'm a sinner. Conquer, divide niggas. Wrong side of the petition, only divine winning. Better listen when I tell you how I put time in it. Please forgive me, God did. So leave me in the dark, swimming with the sharks. Dope boy, big calm, still the biggest boss. Got a kilo on the plate, send them on the freight. Or I could go and buy a bank, I know my money's safe. They counted us out. They didn't think that we would make it up. They didn't believe in us. Oh, but I know God did. Oh, yes, He did.
Sky is the limit every day I reach. They was tired of me winning, now they dead sleep. Don't want to see me with the ring, you better play D. Nigga, God did his thing when He made me. With the odds stacked against me, I could crack the Benchy. I know only God could judge us, I say that but Britney. They smell blood like a shark, they start acting fishy. While I'ma have to act ass and they gon' have to kiss me. Please don't hate me just to hate me. Before they overrate me, they gon' underestimate me. Funeral and wake me, bury me and excavate me. But I'm so cultivating, everybody replicate me. Nigga face facts, dreadlocks, face tats, I'm the apex. I made the culture what I'm doing every day back. I fucked the world and what I did, I practice safe sex. I prayed more and said less, God did the rest.
Wayne.
Yeah.
Okay, what did he say? But I'm so cultivating, everybody gotta replicate me or whatever he said. Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, it is.
That's a fact.
It is. You know what I'm saying?
He's the most replicated rapper of all time. The most.
Funeral and the wake, that was a play on words, and bury me and excavate me. But I'm so cultivating. You know what I mean? So I thought that whole funeral and burying and then cultivating other artists, you know, I thought that whole scheme was just crazy.
It's a farm of Lil Wayne's. There's a Lil Wayne, he's planted the Lil Wayne seeds. These motherfuckers grow. Yeah,
that shit was crazy. That was cool. I love that.
Then he said, what did he say?
Fuck the world.
No, he said, no, they was tired of me winning, now they dead asleep. They were tired of me winning, now they dead asleep.
Because
right?
I just killed their ass.
Tired, you go to sleep. But you know what I'm saying? Now I just killed them and they dead. Like, they can't say shit about it, right? They sleep now. You know what I mean? Where they at? Where the naysayers at? That was hard.
Yeah.
You want me to see a ring, you better play D. That's a basketball reference. You don't want to see me winning, you better play D. Obviously, play defense on basketball. But, you know, you can't stop me from getting a ring. There's people that's trying to play D, but you can't stop this me from scoring this basket, man, from me from making these plays and winning, man.
Yeah, dude.
No matter how much you try to D up and get in the way. God did his thing when he made me.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny. You know what I'm saying? Only God could judge me. You know, I would say that to Brittany. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
that's true. Yo, but listen, y'all know. I'm assuming he's talking about Britney Spears, right? You know that her K-Fed and all that, and it's crazy saying.
Dude, it's been just a crazy life for her.
But it's crazy saying K-Fed on a hip hop video. But anyways, like K-Fed recently did a recording, I think, of Britney Spears talking to her kids. You know, the teenagers now, and I saw the video and I was like. Yeah, that's just, she's just being what just doing what a mom does. So he was trying to expose her and shit like that. And I think that's maybe what why Lil Wayne wrote that line. It's just like she's trying to be put on blast and exposed for maybe being a bad mom and all this other shit. And he's saying only God can judge me.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I love how he actually to me just shouted out. That to me is like words of support, if anything.
People smell blood like sharks. Now they're acting fishy. You know what I'm saying?
Slick.
Little play on words.
That's
I like
slick.
that. I like that.
Yeah, they smell blood in the water, man. And now they maybe it's a downslope, a downtime for Lil Wayne. They see blood in the water. They think it's a rap. They trying to kill him, but you can't kill him. I like the line before they overrate me, they gonna underestimate me. Like it's either you're underestimating me or you're overrating me, right?
Yep.
There's this sort of these extremes that happen in hip hop, right? Yep. But before that happens, you're gonna have the odds stacked against you, you're going to have all the naysayers, right? And then when you get popping, all of a sudden everyone wants to hop on the train. And then they overrate you, right? It's this all this fake love is how I'm taking that as well. I practice safe sex. I fucked the world. And when I did, I practiced safe sex. You know what I'm saying? To make sure it don't fuck me back or I don't catch something, right? I did it in a way that made sure that I wasn't going to get burned.
Yep,
you know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Yeah, that's funny.
So that whole verse, actually, to keep it real, was
slick.
hard.
It was
hard for
It was
Wayne.
super slick.
I just didn't like the auto-tune, though. Did not like the auto-tune in that. I just think
You've been consistent with that.
Yeah. I'm not even an auto-tune. I just don't like the way that Wayne, I think, unnecessarily uses auto-tune. I don't think this is a song that needed it. You know what I mean? Just rap. Just rap. I mean, there's certain songs that I think are more melodically based that I think auto-tune can serve well. This is a hip-hop joint that he could have just used his regular voice on, and I don't think it would have been as distracting. But nonetheless, like the verse, thought he did his thing.
Yeah, he did, dude.
I know only God could judge us, I say that for Britney. They smell blood like a shark, they start acting fishy. Well, I'ma have to act ass and they gon' have to kiss me. Please don't hate me just to hate me. Before they overrate me, they gon' underestimate me. Funeral and wake me, bury me and excavate me. But I'm so cultivating, everybody replicate me. Nigga face facts, dreadlocks, face tats, I'm the apex. I made the culture what I'm doing every day back. I fucked the world and what I did, I practiced safe sex. I prayed more and said less, God did the rest.
They counted us out. They didn't think that we would make it up. They didn't.
It breaks my heart.
Oh, but I know God did.
Where we at, go?
Oh, yes, he did.
Where we at, go?
Oh, yes, but I know God did.
Hove did. Please, Lord, forgive me for what the stove did.
Yeah.
Nobody touched the billy until Hove did. How many billionaires can come from Hove crib?
Go ahead.
I count 3, me, A, and Ree. Bronze and rock boy, so 4 technically.
Yeah, he just give you that feel.
I
He
left
just give you that feel, man. It's just that feel. I don't know what to tell
Talk
you,
your
man.
shit, ho.
It's the
Talk your
perfect
shit.
storm, man.
I love that shit, man.
Perfect storm.
I love it. I love that shit, man.
When we talk about big boy talk, it doesn't get more big boy
I love it.
talk than this guy.
I love it, man. I love the going out of the coming out of the verse, or excuse me, coming out of the chorus. They were like, God did the way they were singing that. He's like, shit, Hove did.
Which is coincidentally Jehovah.
Yeah.
God, right? Hove did. Please forgive me for what the stove did.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? That was funny though. That was fun. The way that all kind of merged together,
Yeah.
the way they put that together, I thought that was
It's great.
That speaks to a boss. The
It
way
does.
the way I'm charismatic coming into this track.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna own it. I'm gonna buy it. It almost sounds like he just couldn't
Yeah.
wait to get this verse off.
It
You know
feels
what I'm
like
saying?
it feels like it's supposed to be a special moment. It feels like a moment already. You know what I'm
What
saying?
did he say? Nobody touched the billion until Hove did. You know what I'm saying?
How many billionaires come from Hove crib?
I'm telling you, that was
So
hard.
when he says Hove crib, who comes from me?
Yeah.
Right? I put on, like what Rihanna was signed to him at Def Jam.
Mm-hmm.
Then he said Ye was signed to him at Rockefeller, right? What did he say? And he included himself. And then he said Braun was a rock boy. So 4.
Technically, yeah.
we can
throw that in there. We can throw that in there.
Because he was a youngin' when he came in the league, and he probably was his mentor and all that. So technically, so that was hard.
Where we at, go? forgive me for what the stove did. Nobody touched the Billy until Hove did. How many billionaires can come from Hove crib? I count 3, me, A, and Ree. Bronze and Rock Boy, so 4 technically.
Hey.
I left the dope game with my record clean. I turned the cocaine into champagne.
Yeah,
I cleaned the La Madina with the same soap. Me and Loro talk about how we slang dope. Now the weed stores, can you believe this top? I put my hustle on the Forbes, can you believe this guy?
Yeah, he talking to me.
Took the dope public.
I love this nigga. What?
He said, I put the hustle on the Forbes. Can you believe this guy? That was hard, man.
I am not condoning anybody to sell drugs just because I'm excited about the lines, but dude, that line was so fucking hard. He's I left the dope game with my record clean. He's like, I turned cocaina into champagne. To me, you don't need to say a lot for it to be a lot of depth in the line. And I love what that means. It means I came from selling drugs. And I'm not proud of it, but this helped me propel me to become legit. So I turned cocaine into champagne. I turned something that was not that glamorous, but made me a lot of money, to something that
Lemons in
is
the lemonade.
glamorous, and I make even more money.
There you go.
Turning legit.
But he is proud of that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know he said, forgive me for what the stove did. Yeah, really? Really? You know, it doesn't sound like it. It sounds like it sounds like you're like, yo, I freaked the game, bro. I came from nothing, I used these drugs. Because he literally did that. You know what I mean? If you know anything about Jay and the story of Rockefeller building, they used their drug money to start the Rockefeller label. And then from Rockefeller, he became the biggest artist in the world. And then he started venturing into different businesses and became a mogul from that point. So literally, I turned the cocaina. Well, maybe not literally. He turned drug money into luxury and riches. You know what I mean? So that line has so much gravity to it because you know the story, and he knows that you know the story, right?
Now they sell weed in stores. He's like, can you believe this shit? So the game is flipped upside down. So before you judge me for selling drugs to get to where I'm at, they sell weed in fucking dispensaries.
Yeah.
Legally.
Let's keep it going.
Now the weed stores, can you believe this top? I put my hustle on the Forbes, can you believe this guy? Then we said, fuck it, took the dope public. Out the mud, they gotta face you now. You can't make up this shit. Judge it how you judge it, say we going corporate. Nah, we just corner boys with the corner office. I'm at the cap table, what the splits is. Not that cap table, boy, we live this. Breezy, what the business is. We pushing Fenty like fentanyl. The shit is all legitimate.
Yeah,
He was down 10 for
I
this.
just love to play. We got to keep stopping it. I just love the fentanyl. You know, he's the whole song. He's talking about how he turned, coke money into, you know what I'm saying, into being who he is, into becoming a mogul, right? And then he says we're turning Fenty into fentanyl, right? So we know that Rihanna owns Fenty, right? Which is essentially like her makeup line or whatever the case may be. She's a billionaire who comes from his crib. So it's this constant sort of relation to the drug game that is what Jay is getting around to, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's legitimate. You know what I'm saying? We got weed, but now that weed is legitimate. Technically, it wasn't legal before, but now it's legal now. So that's a flip, right? We turn that shit into billions.
Yep.
And it's like Fenty, we might as well just say we moving it like fentanyl. It's like, this is like the same thing to me. You know what I'm saying? I put my hustle in the Forbes. Can you believe this guy? Like, it's all the same hustle regardless of what we talking about.
Yep.
We corner boys with the corner office. You know what I'm saying? What did he say?
I love that.
We said, they say we going corporate. Nah, it's the same shit for us. You know what I'm saying? We just hustlers that know how to hustle anything. Anything you put us in front of, we can hustle at. So I just think the way he's playing on his street shit, using his street hustle to then become a mogul billionaire, it's just brilliant.
Out the mud, gotta face us now. You can't make up this shit. That whole scheme was crazy. Makeup and out the mud. When you say out the mud, you came from nothing. You came from the streets. Right? You can't. That's what he's. That's the essence, I think, of what he's saying. I came from the streets, but now you gonna listen. Now you gotta listen. The world's gotta listen. You know what I'm saying?
And you just can't.
They gotta face me now.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you can't even make this shit up. Like when someone says you can't make this shit up, they mean like you can't even write this shit.
I'm telling you,
this
dude.
is such a dream. It's such a magical sort of ascension that you can't even write it. Let's keep it going.
Then we said, fuck it, took the dope public. Out the mud, they gotta face you now. You can't make up this shit. Judge it how you judge it, say we going corporate. Nah, we just corner boys with the corner office. I'm at the cap table, what the splits is. Not that cap table, boy, we live this. Breezy, what the business is. We pushing Fenty like fentanyl. The shit is all legitimate. He was down 10 for this. We just got his 10 back, then went back like where the interest is. M light up the 03. We let y'all do the Zazas, OG for the OGs. Yeah. Some you niggas out of pocket talking exotic. You barely been at the Bahamas, that's another topic. Monogram in my pocket off red carpet. You see the face I made that night, shit is that shocking. Ours wasn't great, we even be alive. Gotta be crazy to y'all, nigga, we surprised.
Yeah. We surprised, It's gotta be crazy to y'all. We surprised. Like, I can't even believe that I'm here right now. You know what I'm saying?
One's supposed to be
So
here.
I know if it looked crazy to me, the person who kind of planned this to a degree, or at least you know was a part of the process, is gotta look outrageous to y'all. I can't even believe this shit. That was hard. But he said he was down 10 for this. We just got his 10 back, then went back like, yo, where the interest is. I don't think people realize how hard that line was. So he's talking about his man Emery, right? Who he came up with, who he was in the streets with, who sold drugs. He ended up getting locked up for 10 years. He was down 10 years. You know, as a result, and he didn't tell on Jay because, you know, him and Jay were affiliated and he didn't snitch on him. So Jay kind of, you know, when he got out of jail, he took care of him. Now he's part of, you know, obviously the team. So he was down 10 for this. He took 10 years to be a part of this. Now we got him back, and now Emery's doing his thing. Obviously, you guys know Emery is a big deal in the music industry. And now we like, now what the interest is. We getting them 10 years back.
Yep.
That is such a fucking
It's
hard line.
It's
man.
so hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never even lost a step. I got you that 10, and now where the interest at?
Yep.
Like, it's that and some.
And some. If he tells on Jay, right? If he snitches on Jay or whatever the case may be, Jay's done. He's in jail. He doesn't become Jay-Z. So he was down 10 for this. He sacrificed for this. You know what I'm saying? So we got to make sure that he gets his and some. That was super hard.
Some of y'all ain't even been to the Bahamas. Barely been to the Bahamas. But he stopped in the middle of Bahamas. But out of pocket for talking exotic, you know, that play on money, you know, because, you know, to buy shit, you got to come out of pocket, you know, but you out of pocket, meaning you're talking a lifestyle that you barely even know about. You barely even get into the Bahamas. You ain't even getting to the real fly shit.
That's another topic.
You know what I'm saying?
That's another topic.
But that's another topic. I'm not even going to get into that.
All right, man, let's keep it going.
Ours wasn't great, we even be alive. Gotta be crazy to y'all, nigga, we surprised. Shit is too much how we grew up. Shit don't even feel real to us. OG sold it, OG called Kingpin. If those are drug laws, then who are we then? Hove is a real nigga's dream. My only goal to make a real nigga feel seen. Sometimes I make a fake nigga hate life. Never my intentions, the consequences of my way of life. The way we used to play with life, I'm now careful with the sentences. Them only jail bars of life. I never wanted to be the state's custodian. The laws are draconian. With those married to the life, it's holy matrimonian. Somehow I outfox every box that try to throw me in. With great ceremony, yeah. Folk in them told me how Holly Caddy spoke of him. And bloke in them from London, Harrow Road, Western End. I be speaking to the souls of men. Those of them willing to die for the existence that this cold world has chose for them. Kicking snow off a frozen Tim. Back and forth on his turnpike. Really took a toll on him.
Yeah.
What? He
Yeah, you
said
like that?
kick the snow off a frozen Tim? What did he say on that? That turnpike line was crazy. What did he say? Kicking snow off a frozen Tim. Back and forth on these turnpikes really took a toll on him.
Yeah.
So what he's saying is moving work on these highways, right? Moving drugs on these highways, right? It really took a toll on him, right? It was risking taking penitentiary chances is what he's saying. But the imagery of kicking snow off the frozen Timbs, right? He was in the snow with it. Like, it was like difficult weather conditions. You know what I'm saying? Like, it snows on his Timberlands, right? It really took a toll on him. Like, it was getting dark. Like I said, penitentiary chances, man, could have got locked up. Shit could have got killed, right? No. That was the life. So it's, but also when you're talking about tolls on a highway, you pay your tolls as you go through the turnpikes, right? You know, on your highway. So the play on tolls and paying tolls, but it took a toll on his soul was super fucking hard.
He said Hove is a real nigga's dream. My only goal is to make real dudes feel seen. People that are really about this and really true with character and all that shit. And he was all, but my goal is to make those fake dudes, you know, people that perpetrate, you know what I'm saying, hate their life. You know what I'm saying? He's all, that wasn't my intention though. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't my intention, but that's just the consequences of my life. You know, just looking at the shit that I do, I'm just that nigga. That's just what it is. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all know, man, a little behind the scenes, man. Ryan wants to he wants to have a lot of collateral damage from stunt no motherfuckers, man. Listen, one day, man, we will have collateral damage to stunt on somebody real quick.
Man.
Like, I'm sorry. Yes, this is my home. I invited you out to this mansion, but I didn't intend for you feel that I was stunting on you.
Just because you hate your life, don't
I can't help that I'm killing them out here,
You know
man.
what
I'm not trying to make you feel bad about your life, but I'm killing them.
You know what I mean?
But I love that, man. I love that you touched that line, man. My dream is to make real dudes feel seen. I want them to know that I'm one of them. There's somebody that's doing this at such a high level that comes from where they come from. They feel seen. They don't feel like the forgotten dudes. Then he said, I'm now careful with these sentences. Them the only jail bars I like. You know what I'm saying? I think he said I like. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The only jail bars that you're gonna be getting out of me. I'm not going to jail. But sentences, when you get sentenced, you sentence like in court, you go to jail. But these sentences, like these rap sentences, these are only sentences that I'm cool with even playing with. You know what I'm saying? But I'm staying away from jail. So I think that's where he was going with that line. That was super hard. I love this line about that he was referencing OG Juan, another dude, part of his crew, right? OG Juan. He said he sold to those y'all call kingpins. If those are your drug lords, then who are we then? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like my man, when y'all was little dudes in the street, he was selling to y'all. He was their kingpin. And now that they're the upper bosses now who are we then? Yeah. We must be motherfucking gods in this shit.
Godfather.
You know what I'm saying? So that was hard.
This should have been Jay-Z's song.
Yeah, exactly.
Just this verse is just just crazy.
He went crazy on this. Let's get back to it.
With those married to the life is holy matrimony, and somehow I outfox every box and try to throw me in with great ceremony.
That was hard.
Yeah.
That Fox News, I think he's saying when he says outfoxed every box they tried to throw me in is what Jay said. Like Fox News, I'm assuming he's kind of taking a shot at them. I'm assuming. Because Fox News, we know, is this, far right, and they tend to, they haven't said the most pleasant things about Jay-Z or his wife. And I think that they're trying to, they're trying to put him in a box of, he's this kind of guy, and maybe harbored on the drug dealing past and all this other stuff. They try to put him in a box that he can only be maybe one thing. And he outfoxed him. You know what I'm saying? You thought I was this, but I showed you I'm so much more than that, right? And I don't think it's just Fox News, but I think it's just in general, people who, are from the outside looking in at this rapper that's made it to be a mogul. They tried to put him in a box, and he just knocked down every wall. Every naysayer he's had an answer for. Now I'm a billionaire. What can you say now, right? I outfoxed every box you try to throw me in, but I think it's like a real shot at Fox News a little bit as well.
Back and forth on this turnpike really took a toll on them. A lot of fallen soldiers on these roads of sin. Those who make the laws, I'ma always have smoke for them. I got lawyers like shooters. Working pro bono for him as a favor cause I thrown the limbs. In memory of T-Law, I pray none of your people die over jail phones again. All this pain from the outside inspired all this growth within. Some new planes getting broken in. Highest elevation of the self. They done fuck around and gave the right niggas wealth. These ain't songs, these is hymns cause I'm him. This is Psalm 151, this is New Testament. This is Book of Hov. Jesus turned water to wine for Hov, it just took a stove. You never know how this shit could go.
Wait. It was too much. He was just
Gone.
When you hit a rhythm, you just in rhythm, dude. That motherfucker was just
crazy.
In rhythm, dude.
Jesus turned water to wine for him.
It only took a stove.
It just took a stove.
Yeah.
But please forgive me for what I did with the stove, though.
Yeah. I love that line, man. Everyone knows the story in the Bible of Jesus turning water into wine, right? And the miracles, that's one of the miracles that he performed and all that stuff. So when he says that, man, this is a miracle, the way I'm taking it. The way, where he came from and how he started and where he's at right now, this is a miracle. This is godlike.
Don't even feel real to them.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's godlike. So the way he turned that, and I knew something crazy was coming because the beat stopped right there. I knew something was coming. He said the Book of Hov, you know what I'm saying, when he said that. Because before that, he said, this ain't songs of hymns, I'm him. It just, I felt it building like this is Psalms, or what? This is the Book of Psalms or Book of Hov, and this is the New Testament. And he's all, this is the Book of Hov, and then it stopped. I was like, yeah, he about to just hit me with something, just a crazy bomb. And that's what that Jesus turned water into wine. It just, with Hov, only took a stove. That the way he put that together, not only was he in a crazy pocket, and the way that the production with the beat stopped, that was great, man. That shit was fire to me.
It's so layered because, again, he's playing on his past, and the miracle that Ryan was touching on is just a miracle that he's here, which is godlike. But then he's constantly using these religious references here, right? The New Testament, but it's the Book of Hov, though. You know what I'm saying? These aren't hymns because I'm him. I am this guy. I am, you know what I'm saying, godlike with how I'm doing this. And then he hits you with this Jesus turned water to wine for Hov, it just took a stove. Jesus turned water to wine. Jay-Z used the stove to cook drugs on. Let's just break the line now. You know what I'm saying? To cook drugs on a stove. You know, sold those drugs, made a shitload of money from those drugs, started a record label. From that record label, you know, made millions from that, made $1 billion. Not billions probably at this point. This motherfucker is a billionaire now. So his stove is essentially that miracle, right? Like Ryan was saying. But it created what is now an empire.
So they didn't fucked around and gave the right niggas wealth, huh? That's what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? Now, y'all done messed up now. Now we can really make some change on a higher level. You know what I'm saying? Not just buying fucking shit and just really not progressing the culture.
And I never wanted to be the stage custodian. You know, for those married to the life, it's holy matrimony. You know what I mean? Once you get in this is, you know, to the death, literally, for a lot of people, right? This is just once you in it, especially on the level that he was playing on, it's you married to this shit. You know, basically, I wasn't even intending to be a rapper. And that Jay said that a lot earlier in his career, man. I was like, you know, fuck this rap shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here for the money. You know what I mean? That was kind of like his thing. So, again, that's almost like a miracle. Like, this wasn't even something I was planning. Like, I wasn't even going for it. I just did it because people thought that I was nice. I happened to rap a little bit. You know, DJ Clark Kent has said this about Jay. Like, you know, he was out in the streets when DJ Clark Kent was trying to beg him, you know what I mean, to come in the studio to make music, right? So, shout out to DJ Clark Kent. He was on Math Hoffa's podcast. Check out his interview on Math Hoffa's podcast. And he was just like, Jay was too busy in the street. I'm trying to get this dude in the studio. Like, you're good. Like, nah, fuck that. There ain't enough money. He's like, I was making more money than rappers at the time. So I didn't even want to do this. It was just a hustle. So for that to turn into, you know, something he didn't even give a fuck about too much, you know, initially, to turn into this, dude, it's got to be some God-like shit going on.
I'm telling you, man.
Again, just playing into this theme of, like, what God did.
I'll be speaking to the souls of men. You know what I'm saying? Those who are willing to die for the existence that this cold world has chosen for them. Thought that was a beautiful written line, man. There's so many people like our ancestors that has done so much for the existence, for our existence to just be here, you know? And we weren't chosen to be, like, if you look at the history of where we come from and slavery and shit like that, we didn't choose that world, right? But this is the existence that was chosen for us.
Cold world.
And those people, those men and those powerful people, you know, from Martin Luther King to, you know what I'm saying, Malcolm X to, you know, the list is on and on. And for people that were willing to die for our existence that this cold world has chosen for us, man, I think that that's just a powerful line, man.
It is a powerful line. Very well said. All this pain from the outside inspired all this growth within.
Yep.
So speaking of what Ryan was just talking about, just the circumstances that we come from, like all the pain that that is associated with coming from, you know, let's just call it impoverished environments and whatever the case may be, disenfranchised, you know, communities, man. It inspired all this growth within, outside, inside, right? The play on outside and inside. And then he followed that by saying, you know, so new planes is getting broken in. I think that's a double entendre. I think these new planes, airplanes, is getting broken in. But these new planes, this new next level of myself and improving and evolving myself is getting broken in. You know what I'm saying? He literally said highest elevation of self.
Lots of fallen soldiers on this road to sin, man. He was all, for those who make laws, I always got smoke for them. He's all, I got lawyers like shooters. You know what I'm saying? So that's my new shooters.
Working pro bono. Yeah. Because of all the money that I give them. All the money they make off me, they just do shit off the strength. Like, I made enough money off you, man. You want me to get 21 Savage situation together, right? All this shit.
But I love that, though. A lot of fallen soldiers on this road of sin. I don't think Jay-Z is kind of like oblivious to the wrongdoings that's happening, but these are the cards that some of these guys were dealt. So people that make these laws that put these soldiers on the road of sin in jail, I got lawyers for that. I'm using my platform and my money and the way I'm able to move as a way to give you a second chance. You know what I mean? It's the way I'm kind of defining that line,
I love
man.
that.
I got lawyers like shooters. That's beautiful. That's beautiful writing, man, right?
Yeah.
So we shoot in different ways now.
Yeah, we killing you differently.
Yeah,
we gonna get you this way. Yeah.
Book a hoe. Jesus turned water to wine for Hov, it just took a stove. You never know how this shit could go. Me and Biggs probably got too big if they ain't booked that low. Hindsight is 2020. Though he's getting plenty money, looking back now, this shit is funny. I just got $1 million off a sink without risking a million years trying to get it out the sink. Whole big. They say they don't know me internationally, niggas on the road did. I see a lot of Hov and gigs. Me and me can never beef. I freed that nigga from a whole bid. Hove did. Next time we have a discussion, who the GOAT? You donkeys know this. Yeah, that's my passion talking. Sometimes I feel like Farrakhan talking to Mike Wallace. I think y'all should keep quiet. Breaks my heart.
Quiet.
God did.
Ooh,
Come on, man. Come on.
but look at us now. They counted us out. They didn't think that we would make it up. They didn't believe in us. Oh, but I know God did. Oh, yes, He did. Oh, yes, God did. But I know God did. Oh, yes, He did. Oh, God did. Yes, God did. He did.
Good though. Man, that was okay, Khaled. Quarterback in that. Khaled, quarterback. I'm gonna shout out DJ Khaled, man. I know he gets, he gets the rough end of the stick sometimes. We're like, what does this motherfucker do? I don't know, but his name's on the album, and he quarterbacked this. I'm gonna just give him just credit for quarterbacking this and putting this together.
But you don't believe in him, man? It breaks his heart,
Nah,
man.
but I want I feel like you get cursed if you don't believe in Khaled. Or some
you
shit.
know what I'm saying?
But one thing that I want to say though, what did he say at the end, man? He said next time y'all talk about who the GOAT.
Yeah,
Y'all donkeys know this. Goat donkey, right? Is the play on that. But y'all should keep quiet, right? What did he reference the
Mike Wallace interview with Farrakhan, right?
That was when he said
you need to keep quiet.
Right. I saw
America
that.
needs to keep quiet. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Y'all shouldn't be talking about affairs that y'all don't know about when your hands is just as dirty
Right.
as theirs. You know what I'm saying? As much-
what was that platform, sir? What was
Oh,
that?
I don't know.
Okay. Was that
We'll put that
Barbara
in.
Walters? No, it was Mike Wallace.
Yeah, it's Mike Wallace, but
And,
I don't remember if that was. It was an interview years ago.
It was a long time ago, but
Yeah.
that was circulating on the internet. That interview for a while. I mean, I know it happened years and years ago, but I think that resurfaced on the internet a couple years ago, or whatever the case may be. And essentially, the dude was talking about how a country in Africa was the worst regime ever, and this and that. And Farrakhan retorted and said, "The worst regime ever. Look at what America's done. All the blood on America's hands. So who are you to say a young country like this? And who are you to judge?" And so he kind of retorted it. So when Jay has that line, I think y'all should keep quiet. I think that's what Farrakhan said, right?
Yeah. And he said prior to that forgive me. That's my passion talking. That's what Jay-Z said in this song, but that's what Farrakhan said. Like, I get passionate about that. He was like, I apologize, forgive me. You know what I mean? Forgive me, but I think you should be quiet. You know what I'm saying?
So when we talking about who the GOAT is, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't even come on, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all too young to even be having that conversation, man. And when you don't try to have an understanding of what I've done in totality, just in every category. Come on, man. Y'all don't know, man. Y'all shouldn't even be speaking on it.
The way Farrakhan, if you ever watched that interview, he got really, really passionate. He was like 15 years. He started reciting facts.
I remember him going off.
He was going off. And so that's why I love that reference that he said. I feel like Farrakhan talking to Mike Wallace because he got so passionate. And he's referencing himself as like, Hove did. The song is called God Did. He's like, man, fuck that. Hove did. You know what I'm saying? I did this shit. He got really passionate about it. Some people could probably look at that as like, man, blasphemous, because he's talking about himself as a higher power. But I love that though, man. Whether you agree with that or not is irrelevant. One thing that I love that he's saying is this is what I've done.
Right.
If you ain't gonna give me my flowers, I'm gonna give myself my flowers. This is what I've done.
Right.
These are the millionaires that I've created. This is where I came from. I turned this life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. I've turned nothing into something.
Right.
And
but I think
judge it how you judge it. Judge it how you want to judge it.
Right.
I don't give a fuck. But what I'm doing now, you can't talk to me about what I'm doing and how I'm living my life and how I'm helping other people because everyone has dirt. Whether you want to believe it or not. Everybody got skeletons.
We all got skeletons. We're not perfect.
So judge it how you want to judge it, but, you know,
Well said.
this is what I've done. You know what I'm saying?
And I agree. Well said, man. But I think that people are just intentionally being obtuse about that, though. I think there is a spiritual undertone. I think Jay-Z, obviously he's saying what he did, which I think is could be blasphemous to certain people. But there's a spirituality that I think that there's an undertone to it. Like Hove did, but there's some spiritual divine intervention going on that's beyond him that I feel like is an undertone to this song. You know what I'm saying? But also give me my flowers. Like it is God, but I had to put certain things into motion myself. Like, so this line right here, this is an example of that. You never know how this shit could go. Me and Biggs probably got too big if they ain't booked that low. I don't know exactly what he's talking about, but what I feel he's talking about, because Biggs is his silent partner. I'm assuming he's talking about Biggs, that was a silent partner on Rockefeller. You know, they was in some drug shit. I think he's saying if that drug deal would have went through, you know what I'm saying, and that load would have went through and we would have got too big and we would probably been on the FBI's radar, I might not be here, is how I'm taking that.
Gotcha, yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong, but that's essentially what he's getting around to. Some street shit could have went down that could have stopped me from being who I am. So that to me is a sign of divine intervention that I know he knows he doesn't have any control on. So that there's lines like that tell me that there's something bigger than even him that's allowed him to get here. Like if that load went through and if we would have got too big, we'd have been on the FBI's radar. Maybe we're not here anymore. You know, hindsight is 20/20. Though he's getting plenty of money, looking back now, that shit is funny. You know what I'm saying? Looking back on, you know what I mean, where we were in the streets and this and that, we thought we were the biggest we could be or whatever the case may be. I'm looking back now like I'm a fucking billionaire off of some shit that I didn't even believe in like that I wasn't even into 100% like that. So I just wanted to kind of point that out because I know that there's going to be it's blasphemous. I think he's literally just saying, give me my flowers. But I think he realizes that, you know, I think there's a spiritual element to this that he realizes, like, man, I don't know how, I can't even believe that we're here. So there had to have been something, just some sort of spiritual aura surrounding me because I was on a toll turnpike taking chances and my man just died. A lot of fallen soldiers on this road.
Yeah, that was hard.
Emery did 10 for this, all these things. So there's other things at play here, I think is what he's getting around to. Then they said they don't know me internationally. But people on the road did, though.
They do.
You know what I'm saying? And then he mentioned Giggs, who's a UK rapper, right? So he's talking internationally. Giggs is a big-time rapper in UK that our UK subs keep telling us to get to. And me and Meek could never beef. I freed that dude from a whole bid, right? So there were talk, I guess, Meek left Rock Nation. He's no longer being managed by Rock Nation. Some people thought it was beef. It's not beef. It's still love. How can I beef with a dude that I fought to get him out of prison? So he was addressing that. But the international thing is something that was that I've heard. And I think 50 may have been like one of the people that really tried to get that narrative going for Jay. Like, you know, because 50 is big internationally. Motherfucker can go to Africa, he can go to different places. He's like, yeah, but you know, Jay is that man. Don't get me wrong, he's successful, but he's just domestically successful. Tell Jay to go to Africa. I remember 50 saying something like that. So I think that's just Jay. You know, maybe not responding to 50 because I think that narrative started to get popular, but I think that's just Jay's way of saying, man, you know, apparently when I go on the road, though, they know who I am. You know what I mean? I go to these different places and everyone seems to know me when I'm traveling, so I don't know what you're talking about. That was an excellent verse by Jay, man. Legendary shit. And shout out to Lil Wayne. Wayne had a good verse. Shout out to Ross. We didn't really touch Ross's verse too much. We got kind of lost in the whole verse. Shout out to everybody that did their thing. Shout out to John Legend Friday, everybody on the track. Shout out to Khaled. That's the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'm George. That's Ryan. Lost in Vegas.
We out.